Hey guys, Player 90 here, and we're back with a different video that I think I'm gonna do for a little bit. I'm going to do the playoff predictions for 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. This is gonna probably end up awful because as I'm making this video on February 4th, a day before the Clash. So this is what my predictions are going to be. First, I'm going to start with the shoe-ins that are definitely going to make it in to the playoffs, which I believe are a few. So let's see the first one. All right, this is probably just a shoe in. I don't think he'll be the number one seed, but Chastain, after having a really good season last year, I mean, he won Coda. That's a road course, so that's pretty much talent based. Talladega is Talladega, so that was pretty much luck, but like, it's close to winning on multiple other occasions, but I think he could up that. I don't know if he can win the title. He could definitely make the championship four again. I think he can make it around the round of eight. That's where I see him the most lingering around. But he could do a solid challenge for the title. So I believe Ross Chastain is a shoo-in for the playoffs. This one, I guess, would be another safe bet. Kyle Larson, I think, will be the second person to make it in. Lock for me, at least. I mean, look at his 2021 campaign. Obviously, with his 10 wins this year, 2022, last year, I guess. He only got 3 wins, and he only locked himself with the win because he won like the second race of the season, and he had a really big championship hangover, and that really showed in the playoffs where he won. Literally, he won a race, but he was already eliminated in the round of 12. Finished, I believe, ninth in the standings at the end. So I don't know if he could do great in the playoffs. Probably get a win or two, but I'm pretty sure he's a lock because of all the new races in the schedule now. So I believe Kyle Larson is a lock to make it into the playoffs for 2023. Now I'm going for a bold one here. I'm saying Kyle Busch is going to make the playoffs guaranteed with at least 2 wins in the regular season. I don't know where he'll win, but I'm pretty sure he's going to take a really nice win and it's going to be loved by the fans. And yeah, I think it'll be safe to say that Kyle Busch is a lock to make it in to the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs in his first season driving for RCR. I think he's a safe bet for me. Next for the next lock for me, I'm doing it in numerical order. By the way, this isn't by seed order. Is 2020 Cup Series champion Chase Elliott. Well, for the past few seasons, he hasn't shown as much dominance as he was since his championship. I mean, 2021, he only got 2 wins, and none of them were on ovals. 2022, he got more wins, but he was mostly quiet in the playoffs and wasn't really a big threat until the round of eight. And then, to me at least, in Phoenix, he had a legit shot at winning the title until Chastain and him got together, which ended his title hopes. But Elliott, I think, is going to have a disappointing season to his standards, but I'm pretty sure he'll still make the playoffs. So, safe bet for the 9. Oops. Now, the next lock, I'm pretty sure, for the playoffs is Ryan Blaney. Barely made it into the playoffs last year on regular season points by, I believe, less than 10 points over Truex. But he was super good throughout the entire playoffs. But since everyone kept winning, he was eliminated, and I believe it was the round of 8. He finished 7th, I believe, in the final standings and had a shot to win at Phoenix. But I guess team orders are not a thing in NASCAR, apparently, and they allowed Logano to win. But Ryan Blaney, I'm pretty sure is a shoe-in. I think he might get. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a win or two at least in the regular season for his first win in 2 years almost. But um, I'm pretty sure he's a lock to make it into the playoffs. Ryan Blaney should be in. Not gonna lie, if this was his primary scheme the entire regular season, I don't want him in. I don't want him in the playoffs at all. Now the next one, I'm pretty sure is going to definitely make it into the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs is Christopher Bell. He had a great season compared to 2021. As 2021, he won the Daytona Road Course, but wasn't that great in the playoffs. I believe he made the round of 12 and he finished 12th in the standings at the end of the year. But 2022 is his breakout year. I think he won 4 races, including winning the cutoff Martin. He won in a must-win situation at Martinsville. So that proves he's got what it takes to win under pressure. So he could be a legit title contender. the first for Gibbs in a while. I mean, last year he was, but he can someone actually show up that's not Hamlin or Kyle? Like Bell could be the one to do it. I'm pretty sure he can make it really far. Christopher Bell is a lock for me. Next, we got newly crowned two-time champion Joey Logano. I'm pretty sure he's going to get locked in, getting at least one win during the regular season. I do not know where it'll come. I don't know why, but for some reason I got a hunch in the Pocono area. But Joey Logano, I believe, is a lock after having a great season last year. Very much of a surprise to what folks saw in 2021, where he didn't even win on asphalt. He only won on Bristol dirt that whole season, even though he did good in the playoffs, but wasn't really a contender really to win. And he was a contender to win races, but never was up front when he needed to be, unlike 2022, where he was just dominated Phoenix the entire time to secure second championship. So Joey Logano for me is a lock to make the playoffs. Next person that I believe is a lock to make the playoffs, William Byron. Had a great start to the season last year. He won those two races. He was he was a little bit of a hothead winning races, but kind of stalled out for the rest of the regular season, falling pretty low in the points, top 10 wise, excuse me. And in the playoffs, he really just faltered toward the end, and he got eliminated in the round of 8. By, I believe, less than 10 points, and he would go on to finish sixth in the standings, I believe, at the end of the year. And William Byron is he could definitely do it. He can make it in. He's good on super speedways. We saw that at Atlanta. He's good at short tracks. We saw that at Martinsville. And he's good at Homestead, which I believe is actually that's in the playoffs. So if he makes it, he could definitely win that race because he won there 2021. And he's good at also another way to show he's a good on super speedways. He got his first win at Daytona in 2020. So William Byron, watch out for him. I'm pretty sure he's going to make the playoffs. Now the next lock for the playoffs, I'm pretty sure you're looking at him right here. Tyler Reddick. This render is really bad, but Tyler Reddick in his first year at 23-11, I believe will get maybe 3 to 4 wins, maybe 2 minimum. But I feel like because 23-11 has already proved that they've got winning equipment, and not just at super speedways when they won at Bubba in 2021. They swept Kansas in the 45 car with Kurt and Bubba. And Kansas, that's a pretty big talent track. It's a mile and a half. It's weird. But Tyler Reddick, I think, can make it at least as far as the round of 12. I don't think he can show it up in the not even in the round of 8, not the championship for it, but I don't think he can make the round of 8. And if he does, it'll probably be like on either a must win or it'll be like a tiny squeak bone. But I'm pretty sure Tyler Reddick is a lock to make the NASCAR playoffs. Now, my last lock to make the NASCAR playoffs for 2023 is none other than Alex Bowman, who has shown that he was really inconsistent all of last year. And that injury at Talladega did keep him out for a latter portion of the rest of the season outside of Phoenix. But he has shown that can win races, especially in clutch situations, as I believe 4 or 5 of his wins have all come with passes on the leader with less than 20 or 10 laps to go. So he proves that he can get the car up front at the right time. So I'm pretty sure he can do that at least on one of the mile and a half this year before the playoffs. But I'm pretty sure Alex Bowman is a lock to make it into the NASCAR playoffs. Now that I've gotten all my locks out of the way, we've gotten a total of I've got 10 people locked into the chase. I just said chase. Oh my gosh, remember when that term was used? Anyway, we've got 10 people locked into the playoffs, and then we've got the few that should still make it in, but are definitely going to be challenged for that playoff spot. And the first one I'm going to talk about is none other than Daytona 500 winner from 2022, Austin Cindric. Had a great rookie season in 2022, won the 500, as we remember, in a dramatic finish. He was up front at the road courses, so he definitely can win there. He's won there in the Xfinity Series multiple times. But he wasn't really crazy in the playoffs as he made it past the round of 16, which is a good accomplishment. He got eliminated in the round of 12, though, finishing 12th in the standings, I believe. I think it was 12th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 12th. But Cindric, the reason why I didn't put him as a lock is because he has been a little inconsistent, so the new other guys could definitely challenge him for that spot. But I'm pretty sure he could still make it in, just mainly because he's in Penske equipment and that he has the talent on road courses, and there's a lot of new road courses now in the regular season. Now, next for my probably should still make it in list is none other than Chase Briscoe, who had the craziest season of Chase Briscoe, man. Like, look at this. Three top tens, wins Phoenix. He has one win, two top fives, three top tens. For the whole first 13 races, gets another top 10, a fourth place finish in the Coke 600, and then he's just locked in and just goes insane in the playoffs. Ninth place points finish. Like, what? Now, even though I'm criticizing his inconsistency during the season, I'm pretty sure he could still definitely make it in. He won Phoenix. He was up front in the championship battle at Phoenix last year in the fall race. But he's been up front, sort of. But then there's other races where mostly he's in the top 20. So he's definitely going to be challenged for that one of the latter portions of the spots if he doesn't win during the regular season. So he's not really locked, but he should make it in. But he also shouldn't. I don't know, man. But my bias, more not bias, but like my balance table thing goes more toward the probably should still make it in area. So Chase Briscoe is on the above the bubble. All right, now I'm making a really bold claim right here. AJ Allmendinger should make it in. Why are you asking that? It's calling equipment. Bro, he is insanely goated on road courses. And how many road courses are there? Like 11? I don't know. I'm exaggerating probably. But there's a ton in the regular season. He's got a shot in all those races and some ovals. Like in Xfinity Series, he's proved that he could win on some of those tracks. Watch out for AJ Allmendinger, especially on those road courses, man. I'm pretty sure he should definitely make it in. Now, the next driver I have on this above bubble line that should make it in, none other than Martin Truex Jr., who I'm pretty sure this would be his last NASCAR Cup Series season um, ever. After hinting he was going to retire last year, but signed an extension. This might be his last full-time season. I think he may get a win or two, but his stats have been going down, man. So I don't know if he can make it. He did not make it last year. He missed by just a few points at Daytona. And Martin Truex Jr., he's going to have some tough competition, but I think he could make it in. He's proved he can win on short tracks, mile and a half, but just was not there to get the job done last year, but I think he could get it done this year. Now, the last person I have on this list for probably is going to make it in is none other than Ty Gibbs. You might have been thinking Hamlin. Look at Ty Gibbs. He already has an Xfinity championship under his belt. Was the highest non-playoff driver in his rookie season, and he missed like 20 races or something with like 4 wins. I know this guy's gonna go into aggressive, but like he's gonna have hot fights, but he's gonna definitely make it in. He's got to be able to make it in. It's just that if he doesn't, he's gonna get wrecked out a whole bunch. Ty Gibbs. The only thing crazier than him missing the playoffs, is probably if him and Gregson get into a fight. But Ty Gibbs should make it in. All right, now with all those guys out of the way, now this is everyone on the cutoff. You might have noticed I only said 15 names, so the cutoffs will all include the last spot because that's probably what's going to happen. Everyone's going to win but one driver, and they're going to have one spot battle. This is going to have everyone that could be mainly in contention, so I'm not going to include guys like the 78 Live Fast car or like the part-time guys because that won't make sense, or like someone like Cody Ware. So Austin Dillon is the first one on this list. Last year, he had a good season. Eked out that win at Daytona, totally not under team orders because Reddit could have easily stole that. Or imagine Cody Ware won that. Anyway, Austin Dillon, he only won Daytona. Wasn't really, he was up front sometimes, but he was just mediocre really the whole season. He did have a good playoff run, finished 11th in the standings again, but I don't know, man. All right, next up on the cutoff bubble is none other than 47-year-old Kevin Harvick. in his final full time season, barely made the playoffs last year on those 2-win hot streak at Michigan and Richmond, get his 60 wins. I don't know, man. I don't think he can make it in. He's got to have something happen to him. It's unfortunate. I love Harvick, but that 2020 that 2020 season was like a last hurrah because like every season before that he was like all right, but then 2021 existed where he got no wins, and then 2022 happened last season. I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna make it. I think he's gonna be the highest non, but he's definitely gonna challenge for that last spot. All right, this one will be short and brief. Eric Almirola. What the heck just happened? All right, I don't know what just happened, but Eric Almirola. I don't think he'll make it in, but I'm putting him on this cutoff spot mainly because of the crazy midseason he had last year. He had a super hot streak full of top 10s and top 15s that he was in like the top 16. So that's the only reason why he's up there. And other than that, he's probably going to retire after this year. So this is literally his last chance to do anything. So, Eric Almirola, you're under the cut line to me. All right, Denny. I don't know about this one. I don't know if he can make it. He might. He just had the worst beginning to a season in the history of the universe last season, though. He got zero top tens for like 11 races and then wins that Richmond race somehow. And he's like 24th in points before that race. Like, and then he wins the Coke 600 after getting like one top 10 before that. So, like, I mean, he had a good playoff run, to say the least, got fifth in the standings, but like his whole midseason was just terrible. It was like Briscoe, but he was better than Briscoe. So I don't know. This one's a tough one, but Denny Hamlin's on the bubble with me. He might. I'm pretty sure he can make it in though. As great as this car is, I don't think it has the capabilities to propel Chris Buescher into the NASCAR playoffs. He got his second career win last year at the Bristol Night Race during the playoffs, which is a that was insane. That whole round of 16 was awesome. Watching all those spoilers win, but Chris Buescher could definitely make a step up, but the problem is he's a little inconsistent, and I don't know if he could make it in. Like he was doing good there in the midseason, but then toward the point where the cutoff race was coming in, he was kind of taking a little dip in the standings, and just a little inconsistent, to my opinion. So I don't think he could get the job done. But at a track like Daytona being the cutoff, he could win. Like he almost won the 2021 race before getting disqualified, but we all ignore that. But Chris Buescher, I believe he's really could be really close to making it in. He'll probably be the biggest wild card if he does. All right, call me whatever you want. Justin Haley had a great 2022 season. In his first full time season, he had like no top tens the whole season outside of that one top five finish at Darlington. But he's super consistent. All even though he doesn't finish in the top five, I mean top 10, he's always just outside like 11, 12. He's always around that area. He was really close to making the playoffs. I mean, during the playoffs, he took a little dip in the standings, finished 22nd, I believe, overall. But um, he had a great midseason. He's definitely a one to watch for. He could definitely challenge for that playoff spot. Watch out for Justin Haley. All right, ignoring my bias to Michael McDowell being one of my favorite, if not my favorite, NASCAR Cup Series driver right now after Jimmy Johnson retired, you gotta admit he was definitely a challenger for that playoff spot. He had the best season of his career last year, having 12 top tens and was up front to win at Sonoma. And that's like good. Because I don't know if y'all you remember saying, but before the 2022 season, and he wasn't confirmed to coming back to the team, he said that he felt like the new next gen would be like the easiest car he could ever drive because it took him forever to get used to the Gen 6. And look at that. He had his best season. Was all the way up there to make the playoffs until taking a little dip. But then he had a great run the whole rest of the season. He finished 23rd in points. And had that 100-point deduction he got not happen, he would have been 20th for FRM. Well, I ignore my virus. He's definitely a playoff contender, Michael McDowell. He just got to be able to run up front more, and FRM's got to do something about that for freaking equipment that's not on super speedways. All right, two more. Ryan Preece will I love Priest. I don't know if he can make it in, but look at his career. At JTG 2019 season, got a few top 10, but he's up front at those races where you don't expect him to be. That's the thing about Ryan Priest. And at that one, like remember the Daytona 500 from 2021? He was up front in literally every single stage ending and was up front to win the 500, but I think he got wrecked or something. I don't remember, but he's up front there. He might be like 22nd in points ish, but if he can, he'll nab off a win or two, and who knows what his playoff run could be like. All right, scratch that. I do not have another one. Eric Jones and Bubba Wallace doesn't have a paint scheme up yet, so I can't find him. But those two drivers, I don't think are making it in, like guaranteed. Jones had that win, but he was inconsistent toward that area. He was consistent, but like consistent where it doesn't really matter, just top 20s. Not top 20s, but like 20th to 25th area over and over again. He could make it. Nah, I can't. I don't just don't see Eric Jones making it in the playoffs. Just after the last two seasons he had, and at Gibbs and higher equipment, he was not even that great. So I don't think Eric Jones can make it in. Neither Bubba Wallace. There's no picture, so I can't show him. But Bubba Wallace, he's got his antics. And finally, the other car, main car that won't make, I don't see making it in. Noah Gragson, not a surprise rookie. He could, I don't know, start up a fight or two. Here's another man I don't see making it in, Harrison Burton. It's just Wood Brothers. I don't really need to say much other than that car looks amazing. Oh, what in the world? I don't see Brad Keselowski making it in. He had an awful season last year, disgraceful season at RFK, but I just don't see him improving. Maybe improve by like a point spot or two, but I don't see himself contending for any win outside of a super speedway. I don't really need to explain this one very much. The last one I'll talk about, Ricky Stenhouse not making it in. He had an awful season in the next gen. That doesn't make me seem like he's gonna have another better season in the next gen. He only had like what 5 top 10s last year. I just don't see him. And he was such a wrecking ball. That was his worst season at GMS. GMS JTG. Um, but yeah, that's all I really have to say about Ricky Stenhouse. And that's all I really have to say. Those are my playoff predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So a lot of editing for me to do, but hope you guys like that video. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.